Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Ceagle. I am happy to have you. And today, I finally have the long-awaited Scorpio build. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry to all the Scorpios, including myself, because this video was supposed to go up on my birthday. That was November 4th, and it is now, I think the day this goes up is November 28th. So, I'm sorry. But yeah, so here I finally do have the video though. I am building out this creepy witchy vibe for Scorpio, which I love. If you have seen the cast video, you'll kind of have an idea of the vibes I'm going for with Scorpio in general. So yeah, my inspiration for this build was kind of like Victorian, kind of like dark Victorian, dark academia, something like that. Honestly, the reason I had so many issues with this was because I clearly ain't know what I was doing. This is the first time I've built a house like this, and I do think that my Build Newcrest series really is challenging me in terms of different builds. I have mentioned in the past that I tend to build a lot more community lots than I do homes. So whenever I've built a home, a lot of them have somewhat been the same, and that's probably only because I'm trying to think. I've redone plenty of homes. Like I've remade plenty of homes, like renovated, but I haven't quite built a lot of them from scratch. So a lot of them that I have built from scratch kind of are the same. And this is, you know, this series is really stretching out my building techniques. So anyway, all of that to say, is thank you for being patient with me. I'm really thankful I was patient with myself and I didn't get myself all riled up about not having this video up. But it's here now. It's a little bit into Sagittarius season, so hopefully the Sagittarians will be all right. Don't worry, your video is still going to come in this season of Sagittarius, or at least that is my plan. Please don't hurt me. So anyway, we are looking at the exterior of the home. As of right now, you see that I am working on the roofing. With this home, I did decide to kind of make like some towers as a part of this home. So you see that I'm fussing with what I think the tower should look like, or the tower roof should look like. And I'm going about copying and pasting that everywhere. So yeah, just fussing with the roof line a bit. I will say this is probably the most challenging roof I've done probably ever. Maybe. Actually, maybe Virgo's was a bit rough. No, Virgo's was fine. This was a bit challenging for me because I don't tend to fuss around with the like curvatures of a roof. I know the options there. I just don't tend to fuss around with it. So this was a bit rough for me. At first, I did cut all that out. I don't want y'all having to watch all that, you know, me struggling. You don't gotta watch me struggle. Dang, I'm already admitting to it. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm really goofy right now, apparently. So yeah, now working on the exterior. And I will say this was also something, it wasn't really hard. It was just different because I tend to not place dying weeds and trees and stuff on the exterior, but I honestly thought it worked. Part of the fact is Halloween does happen within the Scorpio season, but also we are like in the middle of fall season. So I would say like when you kind of think of like Libra season, like that late September, early October, everyone's so excited for the pumpkin patches and the orange, red, yellow leaves and stuff like that. But then once you get into November, you're like, oh dang, it's starting to get cold. Oh, these trees don't got no leaves on it. Oh man, this a little rough. And that's what I was going for with the landscaping. That's the word I'm looking for. With the landscaping of this home. Here you even see that I'm using like this type of terrain paint to kind of mimic it being a bit barren on this lot. And of course, everything else is going to be green. Everything else is going to be green around it, but it's a little bit barren on Scorpio's lot. Scorpio isn't gonna be a huge gardener. You know, they're all up in their house. They love their privacy. You even see this big gate here. I don't even think I did that for anyone else's house, at least not to this extent, right? But you know, Scorpio, you know, she needs her privacy. I need my privacy, okay? Continuing a bit more with the exterior here, adding in some rocks, the dead tree, and I decided to try to figure out a pond situation. Now, if any of y'all have some tips on how to do this well, let me know, because honestly, I don't know, I was just starting to get frustrated with myself about this. I wanted it to look right, and this what you're seeing here on the screen is probably the closest I came to it looking pretty well. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it does what it needs to do. And also, since Scorpio isn't quite like, I don't really see Scorpio as quite being like a perfectionist type of person, with the pond being a little misshapen is fine for me. So yeah, I'm actually finishing up the landscaping now. I added a statue, just adding a bit more of like the dying grasses and stuff to the landscaping here. And yeah, that's basically it. I actually really liked what I did here. I think it looks pretty good. I'm not complaining. And especially since, I redid this lot a few different times, not knowing what I was gonna do, but here we are. All right, so we have moved on to the inside. So what you will notice is that in this bottom left corner, there's just a black box, and if Editing Me found something to put there, then it might be a graphic or something. But honestly, what happened was, once I figured out what I wanted to do for the exterior, I was like, okay, I should show my face and talk through like my build and stuff. No, that ain't work. And I think the thing I love about making YouTube videos is that I'm learning a bit more about myself, a bit more about the processes that I should do. And talking while trying to build is not one of them. Now, I know some YouTubers probably have a better, a better process to make this work. But for me, I think I really just need to focus on the build and then do the voiceover. And that's part of the reason why this was so late. So I'm so sorry, but yeah, here it is. But anyway, we are now in the kitchen. The kitchen was one of the rooms that I knew exactly what I wanted to do for the most part in terms of like color scheme and everything. In the first version of Scorpio's house, the kitchen was the first thing I did, and you know, I basically kept it relatively the same. Now I use base game cabinets, which happen to actually work really well. You know, sometimes I feel like we like to cap on base game stuff sometimes, but honestly, base game knows how to come through, okay? So then I also used the Realm of Magic appliances, and actually the hood that I use above the stove is actually from Cottage Living. And I'm like, okay, I mean, if you don't look too close, it don't look bad if there's a chicken on it, but I think it looks pretty good. I ain't mad about this. Here I am putting in a little eat-in area for the kitchen, just a little cute seating area. And then over here on the side, you'll see that I'll be putting in a tea maker. I decided that Scorpio is a tea person. Yeah, I don't know. I just decided Scorpio's a tea person. And plus, since you'll see later in the video, I am making a spell room for Scorpio. So my assumption is she'll probably have some knowledge of herbs and stuff like that. We are now moved on to the dining room. Now in the dining room here, it kind of took me a minute to figure out what exactly I wanted. So yeah, we kind of did just cut in when I was in the middle of putting everything together. But yeah, I decided that Scorpio should get a formal dining room. And this is the first of all the zodiac signs to actually have a formal dining room. I mean, unless you count Virgo's greenhouse dining room that I gave her. Like, technically, it's more of a greenhouse and I just happened to put a dining room table in there. But whatever. This is, in my opinion, my very first dining room, and I actually really liked how it turned out. It's giving me Addams Family vibes. I don't know why I blanked on that name. Don't come for me, y'all. But yeah, Addams Family type of vibes. And even at either end of the table, I put these really regal chairs at the end. Maybe Scorpio gets a mate, or I don't know, someone that she sees at her level. So she sits at one end and they sit at the other. They just exchange intense glares at each other. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. So yeah, now just fancying up the see, that's not even a word. All right, so now we have moved on to the bathroom. Now I won't do all the bathrooms. Actually, that's a lot. I'll do 2 out of the 3 bathrooms. But yeah, this is just a little half bath that's gonna go downstairs. Honestly, this half bath is what was tripping me up. Okay, so and I think in all the houses moving forward, there's going to be a half bath of some sort. And part of that is just a me thing. Like, I sit here and I'm just like, I don't want y'all using my actual bathroom that I use for every day whenever I get that house that I want. So, so yeah, she has a little half bath. That took me a minute to figure out with the layout of this house. And I think that's why, another reason why it just took me a minute to get this together. Anyway, so I've moved on to the foyer. Now the foyer, once I got the layout of everything, it kind of made sense. But it's more just a matter of what do I put in this foyer for it to make sense. You see that I did change the flooring to this like parquet flooring that I think comes with vampires that I actually really, really love. I'm trying to figure out the centerpiece for the foyer, but you guys know, well, I don't know if everybody knows, but with those lights that have candles on it, when you size them down, the flames don't size down with it. So then you'll just have floating flames. And I was trying to figure out if I cared or not. I think that's where I was. So anyway, now I'm trying to find a rug that I think works for this space. That was also a little bit tricky. Like, there were some that I liked. There were some that I just thought were okay. There were some that just didn't come in the right color swatch, like this one. I actually really liked that one, but it just wasn't the right color swatch. So I go with the one from Realm of Magic. And plus I think it makes sense since I'm kind of giving Scorpio this witchy vibe. So now I'm going into the next room on the first floor, which is just a little sitting room. I think for me, Scorpio, Scorpio has friends. Scorpio's magnetic. Scorpio, attracts those people, but I just think she's not going to have a lot of people around her. So I also think this smaller sitting room actually makes sense. This was another thing that was kind of tripping me up because originally, I feel like whenever we make these builds, we do make the build so that the living room actually has a lot of space for everyone, especially if you have those generational playthroughs. But I don't know. I was just like, I think this is going to work. I think this is going to make sense. Scorpio will have some of her close friends, in the house, but she ain't about to have a bunch of parties. And if she does, it's going to be a dinner party, or I don't know, she's gonna be performing those seances or something. I don't know what she's gonna do in her house, but she has plenty of options. So yeah, just kind of finishing up this little sitting area here, I think. Yeah, so now I just go ahead and move on to the office. Scorpio already does have a spellcasting room on the second floor, which I now have mentioned a few times, but we'll see it soon. But I was just sitting there and I was like, I feel like this other room just has to be an office. I think if you think about it, I think her guest won't really go up to the second floor unless she's, doing things with her guests. I'll put it that way. So I was just like, maybe if she does decide to consult some people, she'll have this little office for all those other basic people that can't go upstairs in her house. Like, she don't want all y'all in her house like that. But yeah, just a little desk for writing purposes. We have a chess table for her as well. A little chair there for sitting, but honestly, that's basically it with this one. All right, so here we are in the spell casting room. Now, I will say I was not quite sure what I wanted to do with this second floor, but I'm actually really happy of how it came out, how everything's laid out. As you can see, I did, well, maybe you can't see now anymore, but there was another bathroom on this floor. That's just a full bath for any of the guests, and it's right outside the spellcasting room. So yeah, I'm setting up another desk area here for Scorpio. And also I put the computer up here because you know how the Sims who come over to your house and they always like, okay, I'm gonna go in your office and get on your computer. Like, no, Scorpio wants her computer to herself, right? So I put it in her spellcaster room. And if I ever play in this build with her, we gonna lock the door, okay? They don't need to go in there and play on her computer. But y'all just bear with me. Clearly I've been working on this video for so long and my voiceovers are just a little unhinged right now. But anyway, let's continue to talk about this room. So I knew I wanted Scorpio to be some sort of occult. I just wasn't sure which one. I've used a lot of vampire stuff, a lot of realm of magic stuff. There's some werewolf stuff around. I think I'm going to go more with the spell casting, as you can kind of see here. And I kind of make this backstory with Scorpio that she comes from a long line of either like spellcasters or like vampire hunters or something very occult like. Once I go through the final walkthrough, you'll see that I even got like this big picture painted of like Scorpio's grandmother, and it's going to be in this hallway, and it's just a thing. So I say it's like a generational spell casting type of family is who Scorpio comes from. So yeah, had a lot of fun with this, and also it's like one of the rooms that really incorporates that purple color I talked about in the cast video, where like Scorpio's colors can also be purple and gold. And so I love this room. I'm a purple person, so I love this. But yeah, anyway, finishing up the little desk area, trying to figure out curtain situation. I did end up changing those curtains that you'll see in the walkthrough, adding in a bit more decor items such as like plants and things of that nature. But yeah, we'll be moving on to the next part shortly. Okay, so now we have moved on to the final area, which is Scorpio's bedroom suite here. It's actually probably a little bit smaller than I've made some of the other suites. So when I say that, I'm talking about like Gemini and Virgo, because you know, Aquarius and Pisces have tiny homes. But with Gemini and Virgo, I think so far Virgos is actually probably the bigger one, and then Scorpios and Geminis are roughly the same size here. But honestly, I just really liked the way this looked. Once again, I still could not get a walk-in wardrobe. I'm working up towards it, okay? I'm working up towards it. But for now, I think this works very well. I used the bed from Realm of Magic, using a lot of Realm of Magic decor, and then I decided to put this vanity in here, which I don't know if Scorpio would really need a vanity, but part of me thinks, you know, she's going for this witchy vibe. She's probably gonna want the witchy makeup. She probably has a lot of jewelry, because I feel like modern witches these days, like they have a lot of jewelry, the necklaces, the rings. They might even have the nails. Like they look like some baddies, okay? Just the witchy type. So yeah, I did go ahead and throw in that vanity for Scorpio from Vintage Glamour. That's really one of my favorite packs. I know people be, you know, throwing shade on these earlier packs from The Sims, but I do love me some Vintage Glamour. Anyway, okay, so here I am now working on the main bathroom. I decided to go with a tub for Scorpio's main bathroom. I'm just like, if she really wants to take a shower, she can just go in the other bathroom, honestly. But I don't know, part of me is like, I think she would love the whole ritual of having a bath, maybe soaking in some of her herbal concoctions that she had to keep her young, or I don't know, keep her witchy. I don't know what witches do with plants, okay? I'm sorry if I offend any witches out there, but that was kind of my vibe with the bathtub here. Just adding in the last minute details with the decor and everything, and we're gonna move back into the bedroom. Now, I'm just throwing in curtains into this vanity area again. I decided to incorporate a little bit more purple into these upper rooms, since I think downstairs I had like a lot of red and black. Okay, so from here on out is basically going to be fairly simple. I'm just adding in some more decor pieces, adding in a bit more of the clutter to the vanity area. I went ahead and used the clutter kit that we recently got, and honestly, there's some pretty good pieces in there. I've kind of just been buying the packs because I'm obsessed with this damn game. They gonna keep my money. So I was just like, you know, buy the clutter kit, and I think I don't know, it worked out really well because I was able to find like this makeup kit thing, and then also a little jewelry stand, which is funny because I have the same thing. I have a little jewelry stand and my tarot cards all on this bookshelf next to my desk. And I don't know, I was like, I'm a Scorpio, I'm building this house for Scorpio. Like, it just made sense. I was very excited. It made sense. That is the end of my build. I'm actually gonna now take you guys through a walkthrough. So here is Scorpio's home. It's looking really nice, really spooky. So the only difference here is that since we are now building in a new neighborhood of Newcrest, there won't be any like welcome wagon or anything. It'll just be Scorpio walking through her home. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we are walking through the front door into the foyer. So yeah, you have a few different openings. You see to the left is the kitchen, to the right is the dining room, and then to the back right corner is going to be the living room, and then that back right or back left corner is the office. So yeah, let's actually just start with these front rooms first. So here's the living room. Not much has changed. In some of these rooms I did add like a little bit of juju, I should say, but yeah, not much has changed. I only changed out the curtains for this one. I decided just to use vampire curtains throughout the whole build. Okay, let's go into the office here. And yeah, same thing, just the desk. I did add a few more items. I put a little journal there. All of, you know, Scorpio's diplomas, academics, since she is a genius. All right, and oh yeah, let's look at this little bathroom, which nothing's really changed in here either. I just like this bathroom. I love the black and gold. Okay, now into the kitchen here. Oh, okay, seems like Scorpio made herself some food. So here, I think I had like a picture or something. I just switched it out for a window. I thought it kind of made more sense. Since, you know, upstairs actually has a lot of windows along the side, I thought, let's also put another window here. But yeah, walk into the kitchen a little bit more. I did add a bit more decor pieces here. We got some wine. We got all the pots and pans for cooking. A bit of more decor and stuff. But yeah. Oh, there she is. Look at my Scorpio. Sorry, I get so excited. She is just so beautiful. Anyway, all right, let's go through here. I did add a little hallway so you didn't have to walk around to get to the dining room. But yeah, here's a picture of, I kind of like to think it's like maybe like a prominent person in Scorpio's life or like her generation, or maybe this is just a big person, a part of like the vampire hunters or the spellcasters, something I was kind of talking about before. But yeah, look over here. There's a statue. You see I have more vampire curtains that I love. I really love the color scheme for this one. And then let me come into this corner. But yeah, and then you see the bar there and the dining room table. Yeah, everything's just set up pretty nicely. So yeah, let's go ahead and head on upstairs. Oh, looks like Scorpio's going upstairs too. Girl. How'd you know? Oh, wrong way. How'd you know? Oh my gosh, Scorpio, she's like psychic or something. So anyway, here we are on the second floor. I did not show much of the hallway in the build. So this is what the hallway looks like. Over in the left tower over there, I put a seance table there, and on the right tower I put an organ. I thought, why not? Scorpio can, I don't know, practice the organ or something. I don't know. All right, and so right in front of us is this art piece I was talking about when I was going through the walkthrough. Is that, you know, Simone, which is our Scorpio's name, Simone's family has been involved in these occult practices for generations. As I was mentioning in the walkthrough, this is Simone's grandmother. I feel like Simone really looked up to her grandmother when learning a lot of her occult practices. So here she is memorialized in the home. But yeah, let's go ahead and first look at the spellcasting room. So yeah, in here, not much has changed from what I had showed you before, but let me come over here. What I do like, because I haven't actually played too much with the Realm of Magic pack, I didn't realize that the potions would show like the hearts and like the frowny faces. That's actually really, really cute for the potions. But yeah, not much has changed here, but you see Scorpio sitting at her little desk, and I just love this little corner. It's so cute. All right, so we're gonna pass through the hallway once more just to get to Simone's bedroom. I did end up putting a little spellcasting drawer case thing out here. I wanted to put it in her office, but honestly, it just wouldn't fit with the way I wanted it to look. But yo, now we're gonna walk into Simone's bedroom, and here it is in her black and white and purple glory. I really like how this turned out. Yeah, so thanks for watching my video. This is the Scorpio build. In the description, I will have a link to the other zodiac signs I have built homes for. And you know, keep a lookout for any of the new videos, and you can do that by subscribing, hit the notification bell, and yeah, I'll keep you updated on my socials as well. But thank you, have a great day, bye-bye.